Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Imagination Tech. So if you're just getting started in this hobby, you might find that the price point of those premium frames such as the Armageddon Rooster, the Armageddon Chameleon, or even the Impulse RC Alien frame might be a little bit too intimidating because of their price point. And because they're priced at around $100, or in here it's around it's more than 5,000 pesos. So that's just for the frame, no motors, no flight controllers, no nothing. So for the frame alone, that price point can be a little bit out of reach for most people who are just starting out in this hobby. When I first got started in this hobby, I built a tricopter, but then I moved on to quadcopters and I had a Martian 3. So I have two frames here, which are great for beginners because they have a very low price point. They are around $20, $25. And this is the Martian 2, which I've been flying last year, 2018, and this is the Martian Anniversary Special Edition, which has been out since last year as well, but I've only built it like very recently. So let me show you the key differences and how to build this Martian Anniversary Special Edition frame. All right. So here's Sierra, and in our last video we put the Helio Spring all-in-one flight controller into this. And so here's the Helio Spring all-in-one flight controller. Now the problem with Sierra right now is that the back portion, I had a hard crash while doing that video, and it's practically cracked on both sides. So this whole back portion is just practically being held by the screws on the top plate. So if you remove the screws like I did here, it's already going to break. You know, I could still fly this quad, but you know, I could lose this whole back portion any minute in an event of a crash. So we are going to be replacing this whole frame, and we're going to be putting it in the Martian Special Anniversary Edition frame. So here I have the Anniversary Special Edition Martian, which is almost identical to this Martian 2, except that it has 180 millimeter arms. So this is still going to be a 250 millimeter quadcopter frame, as opposed to this one, which is a 220. However, it uses 180 millimeter arms, and the reason why it gets away with this is that I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see this, but this is the bottom. This is how it looks like, the Martian 2, how it looks like from the bottom. And if you compare it, you know, on top of each other, the mounting holes for the arms are a little bit situated more outward in the case of the Anniversary Edition. So the arms are situated more to the outside, which gives it more length, unlike this one, which is flush right towards the middle. And you can also see that the arms are actually shorter. So it's going to be approximately the same. The motor positions are going to be approximately the same, but as you can see, the arms won't be flush towards the center. It's going to be, you know, stretched outwards. So whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we are yet to see. But anyway, we shall go ahead and start assembling our frame. First thing we're going to have to do is to sand all of the edges of these all of these sharp edges of all of the arms, and as well as the body, with this nice handy file that they've included in the kit, and that'll make sure that there are no sharp edges cutting your wires. And yeah, it's just a good thing to sand all of the edges, so just go through them quickly and thoroughly. Once you're done sanding all of the edges, it's now time to assemble the frame. So this is going to be So this is going to be the front of the frame, and it doesn't matter which side is up because you've sanded it, and it's identical on the top or on the bottom anyway. And these four are going to be the screw holes for the mounts for the flight controller or for your stack. So the screws here will be coming from the bottom going up, and the rest of the screw holes for the arms are going to be screwed on from the top. So let's go ahead first and just put in all of the screws. So for example, we'll just do one arm first. So 2 screws at the top going through the bottom and just holding it there. We are going to slot in arms. So once you got these arms, once you got all of the arms in place, you're now going to take your bottom plate, your sandwich plate, and you're just going to sandwich all of the arms and then knot them all together. So let's just do all of these at once. Now that we've finished putting all of the screws in, it's now time to put the nuts. Right, so at this point I just hand tightened these nuts onto these screws, and the reason for that is because I am still going to be putting some thread locker or some Loctite onto those screws, and the way I would do it is to remove one of them one by one, remove one of them and then put some Loctite and screw that nut back on, and then finally tighten the screw. And I would do that one by one for each of these screws. You might be wondering why I didn't do that in the first place, and it's because I didn't want things to be falling out. And you know, having to attach all of the arms and everything, so I wanted everything to be in place first and then do this one by one. But again, that's just me, so if you want to do it another way, that's up to you. So the nice thing about this frame is that it has a hole here, unlike the previous Martian frame, which is solid all throughout, and this might be I think you might be able to use this hole to slot in your strap or whatever if you're going to have your battery mounted at the bottom or something. But I'm still going to be mounting it at the top, so it doesn't really matter much anyway. But yeah, so at this point I'm not going to show you anymore how I put Loctite on these, but I'm just going to put Loctite and then tighten these screws up and then let's go and build the top portion of this frame. And all that's left to do is to screw on your posts, put on all of your electronics like your flight controller, your ESCs and motors, and then just screw on the top plate and you're good to go. So that has been it for the Martian Special Anniversary Edition frame. Now if you are iffy about supporting these Chinese-made, you know, Chinese-made clones, well actually the Anniversary Special Edition is not very much a clone anymore. They made a lot of changes about it from the Martian II, which was the clone of the original Alien frame. But since they came out with the Special Anniversary Edition, it's a little bit more of its own thing now. But yes, it's still very much similar to the original Alien. But yeah, I've only managed to break arms once on my Martian 3, and these arms look just a little bit thicker, or I think maybe they're just the same. But these arms are really tough. This frame is really tough. So they have been through a lot of damage before this one finally gave out. All right, so if you don't like supporting Chinese-made these Chinese-made frames, though, there are also cheaper options now which weren't available last year, or which weren't available like 2 years ago. So this is a perfect time to get into the hobby, because they have the TBS Source 1, they have the TBS Source 2, and they have the Rotorite CL1 frame. All of those are also $20 to $25. And speaking of the TBS Source 2, I'm going to be coming out with a video of that soon, because I have one just right here somewhere around the house, and I am planning to do another video about that. So do make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. And if you like this video or found it useful, I hope you click on that like button, because that really counts and that really helps this channel grow even further. And so make sure you click on that like, and if you have any questions, put it in the comments. All right, so anyway, that has been it. As always, keep building and keep flying. I'm so longer than I'm so